Hey guys, looking at the statistics of mental health issues around the world, it seems to be directly proportional to the rise of technology, observing the past decades. Okay, now the metaverse is going to happen, and in this video, I want to share my thoughts, not just thoughts, it's realizations as well, and how we can prepare for it, prepare for the dangerous side of the consequences of metaverse. Okay, because I do feel like the title says it's going to be a fantastic, beautiful, colorful suffering. Now, before I actually get into it and share the content, I want to share a few important points in the beginning. First of all, it's going to happen anyway. There are a lot of people making similar videos, a lot of thoughtful men and women making similar videos, sharing the dangers of the metaverse and how that can actually steal away our consciousness, our attention, and a lot of side effects and all of that. It's probably going to happen despite of all of that anyway. So this video is not intended, I want to say this, that it's not intended to make it all stop and protest completely. It is to prepare ourselves to use it wisely, prepare the next generation, our kids and all of that, to use it in a proper way. Because there is this polarity of it can be completely damaging to us or it can be actually good. And why I'm saying this again is because it depends on most people, right? People would want it. Like, how can you be so negative about this? It's going to be so beautiful. People are going to say that. Imagine playing my favorite games inside that virtual reality for hours and get lost inside the game. Imagine watching porn in that augmented virtual reality. Man, that's going to be whoa. Okay, and all of that. People are going to be like that, and it's probably going to happen. That's the first point that I want to share. And the second point that I want to share is you should make similar videos too. Share this video if you find this your matches your intuition. Use your discernment. Share this video. Even better than sharing is make a similar video like this and share your thoughts about what you feel, what your heart tells you about this metaverse. Number two. And third point that I want to share is I'm not a tech pessimist. I'm not saying that we should go back in the evolution, whatever, unnaturally. Uh, Time is just going, and we're just going with time. And I'm not a tech pessimist. It's just about using it wisely, and we'll see how we can do that, right? So this whole metaverse thing here is augmented reality. It includes virtual reality. Just looking at the simple the term augmented reality, virtual reality, look at the point of view of this term. Any word that is put before the word reality is actually not reality, right? It's augmented reality, it is virtual reality, which actually kind of takes us far away from the reality, which is, by the way, the most important thing that a human being should inquire about, I feel, because animals cannot do that. You see, apart from the mundane lifestyles that we live, about going to school, getting educated, getting a job, getting a family, and living lives and avoiding debts or making money, whatever, we have certain identities, core identities that we have are actually not that we chose for ourselves. Look at it. My name, the body, kind of the body that I have, the place that I was born, the parents, the circumstance that I was born, none of these I chose for myself. And what if there is a way that I can choose this? And you see that these are real inquiries, that finding out the reality, getting into the philosophical side of life and the intrinsic qualities that human beings possess. Which are the things that actually this technology, the metaverse, is actually dragging us farther away from if it is not used properly. The biggest problem seems to be with these AR and VR stuff is it's alluring the naughty stuff about life that gives us quick sense of pleasure, a quick peak in pleasure, the dopamine rise, instant gratification, and then we would realize that it's actually uh, it's making me more lonely, it's giving me physical health issues, it's making me more depressed and anxious to meet people in the real world. A lot of real problems that are actually going to happen, a lot of that, if we actually look at it in a broader point of view, right? Because in the beginning it all seems nice, and that is just a gateway, and it's like waves in the ocean. You never know how it can just so powerfully just pull you in, and then you're lost. And there are different stages in it. Interestingly, first you might say that, yeah, I'm going to be fine and all of that, and then your mind starts to tell you it's actually fine, it's not bad after all, because you're identified too much with it, and your ego gets thickened up, and you will protest against people who are saying, you're all pessimists, it's actually all fine and nice. But the truth is, it's going to take us far away from reality. Mark Zuckerberg says that it's about bringing people together. I don't know how is this actually bringing people together in a real sense. I understand that it was how the Facebook was started in the first place, bringing people together, and it was nice. You remember Orkut? We had like 15, 20 years ago, I guess 15, 20 years ago, where you can search for your old school friends, and it was fine. It was nice to connect. And then you could make friends, new friends. All these were browser based. And then it so happened that it became mobile app based, so that you don't have to take the efforts of going to an internet cafe or sit at desktop at your home and then use this. Because you put this time, you'll make use of the valuable time, and not get too lost inside it. And then when it came into our palms, you can carry that anywhere. We got more stuck inside it, right? And then news feed began, and news feed addiction started to rise, because all of these news feed also have emotional triggers inside of it embedded. Within a short period of time, we have multiple shades of emotions, and we feel that we have consumed so much. That actually naturally gives us lack of dissatisfaction out in the real world, because everybody else is doing the same thing. You see, this is how uh, this technology, the dangers of this technology is, and metaverse is at the next level for that, right? Because like I said in the beginning, the news feed, now that there is a rise in anxiety, social anxiety, eating disorders, because we eat with technology, and a lot of other stuff, because just with this news feed, and the existing technology that we already have, and that whole thing is very tiny compared to the whole metaverse idea that Mark Zuckerberg is bringing up. Look at the terms again. Okay, just giving you a sense of perspective here, that World Wide Web. So web, what happens in a web? You get stuck, an insect gets stuck, and you can't come out of it, even though you want to come out of it. That is called addiction, right? You can't come out of it even if you want to. That is addiction. So there's the web, World Wide Web, internet. You're caught in the net. What is it? Network, social network. Just like these fishermen throwing the net and catching a lot of fish. So anyway, I'm just these are the dangers. Actually, we shouldn't get stuck in these technologies with this whole AR and VR. So, which is to say that it is actually not bringing people together in the real sense. It's actually making people comfortable with being far away from each other. I'll just repeat that. What Mark Zuckerberg says is that this technology is going to bring people together and all of that. But actually, in reality, it's not going to bring people together. It is going to make people comfortable with living far away from each other. And if you look at this video, I mean, it's a 1 hour, roughly 1 hour video, and somewhere around 10 minutes, Mark Zuckerberg says that you don't have to type it or tap it. In fact, just by thinking about something, you can make it happen.
with devices that are much more natural. Instead of typing or tapping, you're going to be able to gesture with your hands, say a few words, or even just make things happen by thinking about them. Your devices won't be the focal point of your attention anymore. Instead of getting in the way, they're going to give you a sense of presence in the new experiences that you're having and the people who you're with. And these are some of the basic concepts for the metaverse. And
He says as though that's a solution, but that's the problem here. Just think about it. What about our thoughts? The thoughts that happen in our mind. Scientists, I think, say that there are 60,000 thoughts that go in the human mind on an average. And what about these thoughts? Uh, you might say that I'm taking this in a very literal sense. Even if not, think about it. Are all of your thoughts in your head all positive thoughts? If not, would you really want those thoughts to actually happen, for you to make it happen? Because if I was given that option, I wouldn't do that because I'm not in complete control of my mind. Okay? For example, if something should happen, somebody really treats me unfair, I'm not a kind of person that actually completely is unaffected by it. My peace and happiness is completely unaffected by such an event. I personally not like that. Though I know people who are like that, okay? They are really in full control of themselves because of certain practices that they do, spiritual practices to be precise. But as far as I am concerned, and most people that I see are not like that. And if this is the case, if our thoughts can actually just manifest and in front of us and all that, I think that is more of a danger if it is not from a person who has regulated thoughts. You see what I mean? If this is not a simple thing, because most things like this start off in a very nice way, right? Just like this technology started off in a good way where we can just connect with people, and look where we are right now, and look, consider a lot of other things like mental health. This just reminds me of how sneaky problems can be in life. See, if you have a dog entering into your house, you'll know it because you'll know that it's making some noise. But if it's going to be a snake, which is more dangerous because it's poisonous and all that, it's going to crawl in creepily and bite you, and kill you. A similar example is the British colonizing India and many other parts of the world. It was all supposed to be initially, oh, let's just make some good deal, let's do some trading and business, and then come rip us apart and then go away. Now, if we look at metaverse in similar light, it might seem like a nice thing in the beginning, even if it is seeming like a nice thing in the beginning for you. But in the long run, it's going to bind us to that more. It's going to make us be dependent on that more. That's what these social media networks are designed to do. The algorithm works in such a way that even if I post this YouTube video, the link, if I post it in Facebook, there will not be much views because it's from a different platform and Facebook does not want that. But if I open Facebook and share a post of my birthday, anniversary, or a story, then there'll be a lot of people viewing it, liking it, commenting it. There'll be engagement in that post. Have you noticed this? I'm sure many of you have noticed this. This is how it works. It is designed to be such that they keep you within that network. And Metaverse is going to be like the king of that. It's going to keep you within it. I think it's natural, right? I think it's all the more important for all of us, all of our children, the next generation, to be very careful about how this is going to be used, the consequences of it, because any technology like this, when it comes out, the pilot generation that is going to use it is more vulnerable to the drawbacks of it or the dangerous sides of it, because it's like more testing generation. When they get feedback from us, oh, this is all happening and all of that, then they might do some tweaking and all stuff, but it's still going to be the same. So it's very important for us to keep all of this in mind. Like I said, I want to just bring back the first point that I said. Share this video, make a similar video like this, sharing your own thoughts. And I think it's important for us to keep the world informed about all of this and be prepared. Okay. I want to just end this by saying this quote that I already said once in visual distancing video, that it's not being lost that makes it difficult to be found when we lose ourselves. What's more difficult is being unaware that we are lost in the first place.